Hi, I'm Sarah. Welcome back to my channel where I talk about my journey to sustainable health and meaningful success. If you're coming back and you've already subscribed, welcome back. Y'all are my people and I love you so much. And if you're new, I hope you consider subscribing by the end of this video. I'm excited to talk about my LASIK experience today. But before I do that, I do just want to thank everybody who commented on Instagram or messaged me with encouragement. My mom did recently test positive for the Rona. So she has been pretty sick, but she's doing a lot better. Today she said she's at 70%. So we're hoping that she is on her way to a very fast, very full recovery. I tested as well, but I tested negative. So I'm hoping that I'm not going to catch it. I don't know. Maybe I'm already immune? Because I don't know. Anyway, but I feel fine. If I sound funny or look funny, it's simply because it's April in Wisconsin. My allergies are going crazy. My asthma is like, what the heck? And I'm not wearing makeup due to LASIK. So if you think, oh, you look tired or you don't look well, no, this is just my face. So anyway, let's talk about LASIK. A couple months ago, I talked about my 3-year plan, which detailed all of the phases of my glow up. And I have many goals within the next 3 years, which is like learning 2 languages fluently, earning a bachelor's degree, like certain subscriber counts, which y'all could help me out with. But then the last thing on phase 4 by April 23rd or April 1st, 2023 is to have LASIK scheduled. And I ended up accomplishing that a lot faster than I had planned. But that does stress the importance of writing down the goals that you have and putting a timeline to it, because it increases your chances of accomplishing things by like 1,000%. So I got my eyes checked by my regular eye doctor in early March, and instead of going for glasses or contacts, I asked about the possibility of LASIK. So he said that my eyes looked healthy enough that I would probably be a really good candidate. So he referred me to this place down in Kenosha. I live in Wisconsin. So the place in Kenosha, and then my mom looked into this place in Brookfield and found that my insurance covered, or my insurance got me a discount in the place in Brookfield. So, but before we talk about that, I just kind of wanted to tell you why I wanted LASIK, because I ended up spending $3,500 on LASIK. And if that is not worth, perfect eyesight without glasses or contacts to you, if you prefer to use that, or you just don't have that kind of money, then that's, like, I completely understand. I'm not saying everybody needs to have LASIK or that LASIK is the best option for everybody. It is very fortunate that I live with my family right now to save money. So I had that as an option for me. So, but actually, if I were living by on my own and paying bills, like paying rent and stuff, I don't think that would have been an option for me. So I do recognize that I'm incredibly, incredibly privileged to even have that kind of option open to me. So for me, the reason why LASIK was worth that kind of money was simply because, for me, eyes are very important. Not just the physical function of eyes, but maybe it's just my vanity, but number one, I have always considered that my eyes are my best feature of my face. That's why I like emphasizing them with makeup. So like, I don't do a lot of stuff with my lips or anything, but my eyes, I do like to emphasize. With my communication style, I talk a lot with my hands, and I also talk a lot with my face. And so with glasses, if I were sitting at my computer working and someone approached me to talk to me, immediately I take off my glasses, because I don't want them to have the barrier of my glasses to see what I was saying. I don't know if that makes sense, and that might just be a weird, thing for me, but it's like, I don't have to see other people to understand or to like feel like I understand what they mean. But for me, it's like, in order to feel like I'm fully expressing myself and being fully understood, I need my full face to be seen. My dad always jokes that I don't actually have to say anything in order for me to say everything that I'm thinking because my face is very expressive. So, and then, the eyes are the windows to the soul. So you can communicate a lot deeper when you are making deeper eye contact with people rather than just like saying the words. When you make eye contact, you have like that, like a deeper connection than anything. So glasses were kind of, prohibiting me from having the kind of communication contact that I wanted. That might sound really stupid, and I understand that, but for me it makes sense, and it was worth it. And I didn't want contacts because I think it would freak me out to be trying to like touch my eyeball every day, and stretching the skin around my eyes just didn't appeal to me either. So that's why LASIK made sense. Logistically, it just made sense to get it done so that I didn't have anything in my way of communicating. And glasses are sometimes a pain, especially with like wearing masks and everything. It really made sense in this timing. So between the place in Kenosha and the place in Brookfield, there were a couple of differences. Number one, the place in Kenosha charged $2,400 per eye flat rate, whereas the place in Brookfield because of my insurance, I got a 25% off discount, so it was $3,500. So $3,500 versus $4,800. I saved $1,300 by going to the place in Brookfield. So shopping around is a plus. Thank you, Mom, for researching what was covered by my insurance, because that saved me a lot of money. Also, the place in Kenosha had a lot of like pre-op appointments and post-op appointments, whereas the place in Milwaukee is like you get a phone consultation with the person who tells you the price. You get a pre-op exam where they check the thickness of your cornea to see if you're a better candidate for LASIK or PRK or the other one. I don't know. You probably have to click on a different video to actually see the specifics of each procedure, but they wanted to test what I was applicable for. And then they scheduled the procedure, and then the day after post-op, and that was it. So I went with the place with like fewer appointments necessary. With both places, all of their pre-op and post-op exams and everything were covered under the price of just LASIK. So that $3,500 covered everything, including the eye drops that they gave me, which I'll show you later. And then the place in Kenosha would have covered everything. That $4,800 would have covered the total package of everything. So yeah, I chose the place in Brookfield just because of the logistics and the discount. So the only thing that I would say about the place in Brookfield was that it seemed like they overbooked a lot of people. So they were very professional in the way that they did their exams and did the procedure and everything. It just seemed unorganized in the waiting room. So, and you're not allowed to drive yourself to the first appointment or to your like actual procedure, because you're not supposed to drive after you get LASIK. So you have someone like sitting in the car waiting for you. And if they're being disorganized, then that was a little bit inconvenient. But that was really my only like negative. That was my only downside to that. So yeah, the pre-op was like a normal eye exam with just a few more tests to test the thickness of your cornea and see if it was thick enough to create the flap for LASIK, or if you were a better candidate for PRK. They then scheduled the operation for the next week, and the operation itself only took like 10 minutes. It was the most terrifying 10 minutes of my life, but it was only 10 minutes. Because you're awake through the procedure. So, and this is, I will get into like just kind of how I felt during the procedure and what happened. So if you get a little bit queasy, about hearing my experience with it, you probably should, I don't know, reconsider if you want to get LASIK then, because it is kind of freaky. They use 3 different eye drops to numb your eyes. And the way that they explained that was that they didn't want, you know, one eye drop if it was from a bad batch, if it was expired, if it was just a weak formula. Like, they wanted to make sure your eyes were numb, which was comforting, but it also made me think, like, have they always done that, or was there one patient that they learned to do that with? So they numbed my eyeballs real good, and then they had me lay down on this bed under the first laser, where they clamped my eyelids open, and you can still feel your eyelids. The only thing that's numb is your eyeball. So they clamped it down, and they used like another like spring or something to keep it open. So they encourage you to like raise your eyeballs or your eyebrows and really like try to open your eye, but sometimes it just doesn't happen because it's just such a foreign feeling to have something like holding your eyeball open for a laser to come. And then they also suctioned my eyeball to hold it in place. And their technology is really advanced, that like if your eyeball were to move, the laser like stops immediately until your eyeball is like back in place. So it is a very safe procedure, even if you move around and whatever. Like, they're not gonna like laser your eyeball off. So but that's why I still have like, I don't know if you can tell, but I still have like eyeball hickeys from where they suctioned to my eyeball. They're fading now, so they do heal. It is a normal thing. But yeah. So the first machine lasered the flap, and that was the more the first machine was definitely uncomfortable, because it just like is, when they tell you that you're gonna feel some pressure, you're gonna feel some freaking pressure. Like it's like when dentists say like you're gonna feel a pinch, or you're gonna feel some pressure. It's like your words are comforting, but that pressure is definitely not comfortable. So yeah, it was only like 20 seconds per eye total, I think, under the laser, but it was 20 seconds of terror per eye. They give you a stress ball, and oh my god, I just like killed the crap out of that stress ball. And then the bed, they don't have you move, the bed just shifts to the next laser, where they actually do the reforming of your cornea or whatever they do. And the freakiest part, I think, it was not painful at all, it was just kind of freaky, that they have your eyeball like being held open, and then they take this Q-tip type thing with a little like makeup applicator sponge at the end of it, and they squeegee your eyeball to soak up the liquid, and you're just watching someone, and you know someone is touching your eyeball right now, and you can't feel anything, but it's like you're in a glass bowl watching someone like wipe down the glass bowl that you're inside. Anyway, freaky, weird, not painful. I did feel some freaking pressure for like 20 seconds per eye. But it was really worth it. And then they check over your eye before they send you out. They're just like, let's just make sure that there's no wrinkles in the flap or anything. And the first 6 hours after the procedure it was pretty uncomfortable. I had an hour-long car ride, so my mom drove me, which is why it's a miracle that I did not catch Rona, because she was already kind of feeling a little bit like meh by then. And we spent like 4 hours total that weekend in the car together. Anyway, so driving back, my eyes were incredibly light sensitive, and I started getting kind of car sick, because even though it was an overcast day and they gave me some shades and I was closing my eyes were still feeling light sensitive. So I'm gonna just show you really quick what they gave me in my little care pack. They did give me these shades that you're supposed to wear for the first 24 hours, indoors and outdoors, because your eyes are light sensitive. And then you're supposed to wear it for the first 7 days, anytime you step outside to avoid debris getting into your eye. So these are really good. They do block a lot of wind. I've gone walking several times in like really windy days, and these like allow your eyes to be fully protected from the wind. They also gave me these sexy little things to protect me while I sleep from scratching my eyes, because you don't know what you do in your sleep. So they want to make sure that you're not rubbing your eyes while you sleep. They do suggest, just going to keep these on for a sec. They do suggest that right after the procedure, you take a nap for 4 to 5 hours. You're gonna need to take that advice, because after a while, you're not actually gonna even really be able to open your eyes without a lot of pain. They say you're gonna feel like a sand feeling. Yes, it's gonna feel like your eyelids are like sandpaper. Like, it's very, very uncomfortable. And every time I like forced my eyelids to open, water would just like spill out. Like, my tears were just, anyway, it was very uncomfortable. So I took an Advil PM and did go to sleep for like 5 hours. And by that time, when I woke up, the pain was gone. So it's not that you're in pain for the entire first day. It's just, you're going to want to nap. You're going to want to let the scratchiness pass, and then use the eye drops they give you. So they gave me, at least. They might not give you. No. They gave me these antibiotic drops that I was supposed to use 4 times a day for the first 7 days. I'm not that good at remembering, but I have at least used these 3 times a day for the last 7 days. So I think I'm done with these. And then they gave me just regular like re-wetting drops. You're supposed to use them once an hour, every hour you're awake for the first 7 days. So I just had a repeating alarm that would, or not alarm, but like a reminder on my phone that went off every single hour saying, put in your eye drops. And they come in these like little individual packets. Anyway, definitely didn't use them for every single hour for the last week, but I do use them every time my eyes are dry. So, and I use them a lot more frequently, like soon after the operation. Like, I use them pretty frequently. So anyway, these were my original glasses, and now they don't help me see at all because I have great vision now. Anyway, yeah, so other than the little red marks, I guess it might be like semi-convenient that I'm quarantined and I don't actually have to wear makeup anywhere, but that is something that I'm very strict about. Like, I do not want to put anything near my eyes that I would have to. It's not actually the makeup itself. It's not that they're concerned about the product. They're concerned about how you remove the product and the scratching involved, like anything that could potentially disrupt your eye. So I'm not doing anything like that. That is just, yeah, don't want to do that. So anyway, that was my LASIK experience. I'm super happy with it. I am very fortunate to be able to have that procedure done. I hope that it lasts a really long time. I've heard that with younger people it lasts longer, but if you are like over 45 or something, like you have the potential for that your eyes to revert back a lot faster. So a couple of the people that I know who have had LASIK, they were older when they got it done and it only lasted for a few years. But the place that I got it done at, it's like a lifetime warranty or something. So if my eyes could handle a laser again, and my eyes went back or, reverted back, then I could potentially get them redone. I don't know. That sounds freaky, but yeah, so very happy with it. If you are considering it, I would say that, outside of the money, that it is definitely a thing. Really, I don't think there's any reason why you should not do it. Yeah, I'm very happy with it. So anyway, let me know what in your life is very relevant to you right now. I know that I've got a lot of stuff going on with my health journey. I'm approaching my sustainable health from a lot of different angles, because I don't think that health is just your weight, and I don't think that your success is just what you do for work. So that's why I talk about a lot of topics within both of those umbrellas. It's very relevant to me. I'm sure it's relevant to everybody in different angles, but I am realizing that I might not be reaching as many people as I could be reaching if unless I like narrowed down what I'm talking about in my channel, because the YouTube algorithm likes, I don't want to say repetitiveness, but they like to suggest certain niche videos. And I realize my channel is not really niche to any particular aspect of health or success. So I don't know. I just want to have relevant conversations to you and still implement my own journey. I'm not trying to like just appeal to a greater audience just for that sake and not actually talk about what's going on with me. But I would like to know your opinions, your thoughts on what you would like to hear more from me, so that we could have a more relevant conversation and keep the conversation going a lot farther than it has been. I just feel like I haven't been getting a lot of like engagement on my videos lately, and that's not your fault. It's just maybe I'm not talking about stuff that's actually relevant to a lot of people. So I want to keep it relevant to you guys too. So I love you guys so much. Thank you so much for watching. I hope that this was helpful and didn't freak you out or deter you from making this decision, because I'm really happy with it. So anyway, tune in next week, Wednesday, more anti-MLM, and Sunday for more of my health journey. Okay, bye.